Hi, my name is Joe Sura. I'm standing in front of our data center in the Santa Clara campus. Today what we're going to do is look at the computing infrastructure that's required to build leading-edge graphics chips. Welcome to the Idea Factory. Please come in. Only a few years ago there were several players in the graphics game. Today there are many fewer players. The reason for that is the barriers to entry. The computing resources to produce these chips is enormous. It costs over $100 million to bring a new generation product to market. As I'll show you on this tour, the infrastructure required is massive, and it has to be very fast, very reliable. I'm very excited to show you our data center and give you a quick tour. Let's start with the big iron. As you can see, we have 19 very large Sun Serengeti servers. Each one is fully configured, 24-way CPUs, full maximum configuration with memory, 196 gigs in each one, and we've had 19 of these. We also have the older generation 6500s. On these jobs, this is where our larger jobs run that take several days, several weeks actually in duration. These systems are used at the back end of our design cycle as we're doing a full chip emulation. We do timing verification, place and route, timing analysis, all the large jobs that have to run in memory on these machines. Some of the jobs will actually run up to 6 weeks in memory on a fully configured system. So the computing power on this is just amazing. We also have a large number of Linux CPUs in our data centers. On this wall alone, we have close to 2,000 CPUs. These are Pentium 4, 2 gigahertz class machines. And some interesting fun facts, about 10 of these CPUs is equivalent to a Cray SV1 system of several years ago. So we've got the equivalent of about 260 Cray systems in this room right here on these walls. This wall is used primarily for our simulation at the cell level as we run VCS, C-model, and various other jobs. In addition to the server farm that I just showed you, we're moving to a higher density configuration for our Linux farm now and in the future. As an example, what I have behind me here is 800 Linux CPUs in 4 8-foot racks. If you look inside these cabinets, you'll notice there's 1U servers in here. Each one of these have 4 CPUs in it. These are Pentium 4 2.4 gigahertz machines with 4 gigabytes of RAM on each one. This is raw power here. This is what we need to generate the products, to do the simulations that's required, and to power our next generation products. As an example of the volume of work that we run through the facility, today we're processing over 80,000 jobs a day. Our goal in the future within the next 6 months is to kick that up to about 200,000 jobs a day. So we're doing a massive upgrade on our data centers. We're constantly refreshing the servers, and we're trying to stay state-of-the-art in all areas. Our product design process generates an enormous amount of data. On this wall alone right here, we have close to 90 terabytes of data. In addition to that, we've got drives and storage in other locations in our other data center. There's also local storage on some of the large Sun servers, but the majority of our storage is right here on these NetApps filers. This serves both the Linux farm and most of the Sun farm. It's an enormous amount of storage, and it's expanding all the time. We're now in the Building B data center. This is a brand new facility that we're bringing up for our new products. This is going to be a bit different from the other data center in the amount of computing power per square foot. We're trying to quadruple density of computing in this room, and we're just now bringing up many of the components. What you see here to my right side is a Hitachi storage subsystem. By the time we're done in this row, we'll actually have a complete 60 or 70 foot row of Hitachi subsystems here for additional storage for our architecture team and for the hardware design team. Behind me is some of the Sunfires that we have. We have 4 of them here. There'll be more shortly. And these again are fully configured Sunfire machines from Sun. Again, each one of these are maximum configuration, close to 200 gigabytes of RAM in each one of them. In addition to these pieces of equipment, what we're doing is bringing up, as you can see behind me, a series of racks that will contain thousands of Linux CPUs. We're now starting to populate this racks, and I'll show you that in a second, but just one wall here behind me will be able to contain close to 4,000 Linux CPUs. There's multiple racks. right behind here. There's actually 3 rows. So there's going to be enormous amount of horsepower in this row alone here. Our engineers are never satisfied. No matter how much computing power we throw at them or disk space, they always seem to come up with a great new idea which requires a huge leap in the infrastructure. It's our job to keep the one step ahead of them, to make sure that they have uninterrupted power, infinite capabilities, and the resource they need to keep producing great products. Thank you for joining us on this tour of our data center.